Hello, welcome back to Trains with David. Here I'm running my mini 009 trains. I've got two of them, and they would make a very long oval with an extended piece of oval with a couple of points. So I broke up that because it was too long for this board and made it into a shorter oval with some sidings over the back here. So this is the first time that I've tried to make a layout with it. So I put all my small cabins, got my halt here, larger station, I've got a bus, a coach, a police car, petrol tanker, and a few people working. Got my campers out here, and behind the trees, secluded, is the caravan. So this set, as you would see in front of me, would cost in English money now about £8, but when I bought it last year it only cost me £4.50. So the trees I get in bunches and bags from my local model shop, and I just spray them a light green, and as this is also enamel board, I stick everything on bits of thick cardboard for some stability. So let's come down here. So we get, in the set, we get, as you've seen in the others, you get the locomotive, the tender, one wagon and a caboose. So I've got the identical set in the back blue. I haven't put them on the track, but now the train runs very well in this clockwise direction, and my back is killing me today, so excuse the shaky camera. And let's come down and see if I can sit, basically. Yeah, I really am suffering today, so I'm trying to get a low shot as possible. Just some different views for you. So where the oval would be, I put the point here instead of on the track down here, and run it round to make two sidings over here. So I've got my cabins and some vehicles just to get rid of it. I've always done this as a very simple layout. It's the first time I put trees and a lot of buildings, just to give it a different feel. So I think it looks quite good, actually. Now the size of this board is roughly 50 centimetres by 70. And I'm thinking if I had another set or two sets of this size train, what a wonderful layout I could do on my very big board, because I could do side-by-side loops, because the width of this track is exactly 12 inches or 30 centimetres. So my big board is 75 centimetres wide. So I could have basically three trains running with points, and I could do a very large layout with, I think, a lot of trains disappearing out completely and reappearing on the other side of the board. I don't know whether to spend the money on getting more of these very smaller 009s or concentrate on my larger 009s. I have to say these are quite fiddly, so I can see what people would do with TT, and there's no way I could manage to do N gauge. So let's do a flyover of the board from this angle. Let's see if I can come down in between the trees. Yeah. try and get as many different shots as I possibly can. For me, this is a wonderful little layout. The train hasn't run very well in the opposite direction. If I come over here, we can see that I have actually used far too much super glue here. I've just scraped some off the track, but I think if I try and run the other loco, which I might try and do another time, it would just skid off the track. So I don't know what to do here. Leave the track as it is, because with the sidings it gives a completely different feel to the layout. Or if I put it diagonally from corner to corner, I can do the oval with the extended oval with the points, but then it looks like a very thin elongated oval, and doesn't look so good to me. So I think, as they say, leave well alone, yeah. And I think the sidings adds far more interest to the layout. These are the same buildings, obviously, I use on my HO trains and my larger 009. So this is about 25% smaller than my normal 009s. These also run quite smoothly, considering the very tight track radius. And if I move this over here into this siding, I'm going to show you what we can actually achieve here. That point is not quite fit. Points for me are a headache with these small trains. I don't know whether to just get rid of them completely. Not a problem with my HO trains, although I've got rid of them on that. And my 009 trains, the normal ones, do not like points. So I'm surprised that this smaller version, in truth, has no problem with points. And that's because, looking at the points, they don't have the guide rails exactly the same as the other ones. These are much simpler, with a swivel base, without the guide rails. So there's nowhere for the pinion to catch, because it's very simple, either one direction or the other, as we can see there, yeah? On that note, we'll say thank you very much for watching. Hope you like my little 009 trains. For me, great fun. And I think more fun than the HO trains, although I can use the bigger wagons and coaches with those, so I keep them separated. Love to hear from you all. Hope you're all well, and on this somewhat cloudy morning, after we've had a very long heat spell in the middle of winter, I'll bid you all a good morning and stay healthy, folks. Love to hear from you all. Bye for now.